Hey, boys.
You know, there comes a time in a boy's life when he has to start selling his body.
And his t-shirts.
And his... What? Did
Yeah.
you say t-shirts?
Shirts.
What?
Merch.
What?
The boys are selling merch. I'm excited.
I'm gonna come.
Oh,
And I
my
want you guys to
God.
come to our merchandise website. Yeah, we're online.
Yes.
All right. Usually we start talking about social media, but this couldn't wait. Off the jump. Check it out. Teespring has teamed up with the boys to bring you merchandise. You can wear it to church. You can wear it to a bat mitzvah. You can wear it to a park. Hell, you can just wear it around the house.
Next time you break faster in Ramadan, the boys got you.
We got you.
hoodies.
We got you, son.
We got t-shirts, stickers, mugs, phone cases.
We have many different colors. White boys, black boys, anything you want. We got you.
Purple boys, orange boys if you're a Syracuse fan.
Yeah.
Blue boys.
Everything you
Gray
want.
boys, navy blue boys, forest green boys.
Wow, you were going to go through the whole catalog. Why don't you give
The
them a chance
whole
to go to the
color
website,
gamut.
all right? teespring.com/store/the Wine Boys with a Z. You will see
Boys.
all of our merchandise. We have literally every type of iPhone case from like the 5 all the way up to the 11, including the Pro. Been getting questions. Yes, we have the Pro. Got stickers for the iPad and for the laptop. Mugs.
Put them on your baby. I don't give a fuck.
We need to merchandise the baby. We got mugs, we got t-shirts, Charlie Mustard's, Home of the Hot Brown. Probably going to be our fastest selling t-shirt because sure as shit, I'm getting one.
Fuck yeah.
And what am I forgetting? Am I forgetting anything? No.
No, I think that's it.
Nice.
Let's just dive right into the socials.
Sure. Well, we're also on social media, and I'll be posting the link to the merch page on the social media tomorrow when the episode gets dropped. So
Yes.
be on the lookout. Check out our social media at WineBoysPod on Instagram and Twitter.
Yes, sir.
WineBoysPod@gmail.com. If anybody has any questions about the merch or has just general inquiries about beat submissions, wines we should be trying, any silly shit you see on the internet, half-naked men talking about their, summer trips that they're taking to see their man boys in the Adirondacks. Anything you guys would like to show us, we're all about it. I'm at the Zach Edward on Instagram and Twitter. Actually have a show coming up in September.
Ooh,
I know.
soon.
Dates not fully fleshed out yet, but we have a venue.
Okay.
So
okay.
I'm going to tell jokes with my mouth to strangers.
Wear a mask?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna assume it's gonna be socially distant. So
Okay.
but more to come.
Yeah. Boys, follow me on the Instagrams and the Twitters at Lord Gerald. Once again, buy my fucking merch. Boys, we love you. We have a great episode in store for you tonight. More on the other side of the intro. We love you. Hi, I'm Gerald,
And I'm Zach.
and we are the Wine Boys.
Did I mention we have merch?
Boys, we're back for another rendition of the Wine Boys podcast.
You know, it's something I forgot about.
What?
The 3 corks out of 4 hoodie.
Yes.
I know.
Hard, right?
I got to tell you, when you sent me the print originally, I was like, I think this is gay, and then I was like, no, this is the gayest, best thing I've ever seen in my life. It's like very pink, but
Yeah.
and it has like this. Cute,
Oh, it's baby girl pink.
It's baby girl pink, and it's got this cute little white text that just says 3 corks out of 4, and I was like, I fucking love it.
yes.
So
It
check
is
that
very
out.
pink. But yeah, boys.
teespring.com/store/the Wine Boys.
Let's do this.
Yes.
Boys,
Oh,
tonight
We're drinking wine this week too.
we're actually drinking wine. Somebody's how's the Crohn's feeling?
How's the Nobody flat out says that. Like, hey man, I haven't noticed. How's your Crohn's?
How's the Crohn's feeling?
Crohn's
tonight,
okay.
bro?
I had catastrophic diarrhea on Sunday though.
Sick.
It was bad. It was probably. I think it was the post-wedding shits.
Yeah.
I definitely ate a lot of rich food, and the
We
last
did.
couple of days have been pretty rough.
Yeah. Well, the wedding we went to, they had a food truck
They did
with pizza,
wood-fired pizza.
wood fire pizza. I ate a lot.
I ate a lot of it too, and I knew I shouldn't have because I was like, I know pizza is the one thing that really fucks with my stomach.
Yeah.
And I know it's just because it's just hot
It's
oil and
acidic.
grease.
It's really
and
acidic. Yeah.
It's everything that a growing boy with a stomach condition should not eat. And I
Yes.
ate probably like 4 or 5 slices.
Jesus.
Plus, I had some chicken riggies as well.
Yeah, I had a smooth 10 to 12 slices of that pizza. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
I mean,
it was
with the copious amounts that was being drank, I stuck to my diet of like 3 light beers.
okay.
I had one full flavored beer and then 3 light beers. That was my evening.
Okay.
So I was like, it was very novice level drinking.
Yeah,
That was
but
done
you're
by
like,
me.
I'm an adult. I gotta drive home, and I was
Yeah.
like, well, the baby's with my parents tonight. We got a hotel room.
I'm gonna get
Let's,
drunk.
It's been a little while since I got to test out this liver. So
There you go.
Yeah.
Pass the test. You're still here. So.
yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, so we both we attended a weekend wedding.
Mm-hmm.
That was lovely. It was at a bed and breakfast.
It was
delightful.
very nice.
It was
Very
delightful
nice.
as fuck. It was a good time though. I had a very nice time. But what I basically did was the litmus test of my drinking, and I think I passed the drinking test, but I definitely still haven't passed the diet test yet.
Yeah.
So I just need to lay off all the shit that I usually do, and I should be fine. There you
Yeah.
go. Wine never really bothers me.
No,
It just-
but you drink it pretty often.
Yeah.
Also, I guess it's good for your digestion.
Certain wine,
Certain wines
like
can be.
red wine. I mean, I'm just gonna have horrifying black stool tomorrow.
Okay.
So I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna be like, I'm bleeding.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
It's just like no, it's just wine.
Okay. But even then, like, if you have one glass, you'll probably be okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm having a glass of wine tonight.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, it's the boys.
We're breaking a tradition.
Exactly.
It's a tradition, unlike
Well,
any
we've
other.
broken it enough times. Now we're finally
Yes.
consuming alcohols on this podcast again. So, boys, tonight we actually have 19 Crimes Cali Red. This is actually the Snoop Dogg California Red Blend
Yes, I love it.
wine.
I love it.
And this is the back of the bottle reads, which we've had 19 Crimes on this podcast before, but we haven't had this one specifically.
No, we haven't.
This is 19 Crimes tells the true story of that looked like a T. Rule breakers who beat the odds, overcame adversity, and went on to become folk heroes in their society. The spirit lives on today through innovators and culture creators like Cali's own Snoop Dogg. A leader in contemporary pop culture, Snoop embodies the timeless values of 19 Crimes rogues who came before him. To learn about this and similar stories, please visit blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
Anyway, composition, red wine. Origin, California. It's 14.1% alcohol by volume.
Ooh.
It doesn't tell us what types of... It just says Cali Red. So I'm assuming it's some sort of red blend, but it doesn't tell us exactly what
Well, I will do some research.
type of grapes.
What year is this one?
This is a 2019.
2019. So
2019 vintage.
19 Crimes.
I'm going to guess here. I'm going to guess probably a Merlot grape. I'm going to guess a Cabernet and a Syrah.
Okay.
I'm going to guess those 3.
Alrighty. Well, we're going to find out.
Okay.
Here we go. What's that? I say you try it first,
Okay.
and then you tell me what you think.
Which the bottle is opaque. You can't really see a color
Yeah.
at all. So I'm just throwing
Those
grapes
cloudy
at that.
bottles are always tough because obviously typical red blends they always start with a Merlot or a Cabernet. That's just that's just kind of that goes without saying. You don't have to even be a wine savant to know that.
Oh, look at the cork.
Wow.
It's got Snoop on it.
I actually, so like the bottle is like Snoop in a hoodie, mean mugging, and then the cork is literally Snoop's face.
Snoop's face is on the cork. I'm loving this.
What do you think when they were asking him, "Hey Snoop, do you want to collaborate with 19 Crimes on a wine?" And he's just like, "For shizzle." And then they're like, "Okay."
Okay. It's not bad smelling. Not bad smelling.
I say I really do like 19 Crimes. It's a good.
I like 19 Crimes also.
Mm-hmm. It's just a very good, easy sipping red. Their cab is good.
Yes.
Their Petite Syrah is really good. They're just, California wines. Hold up.
All right.
You
want to get a picture of that? Get a picture of the bottle?
Oh, of course I want to get a picture of the
Fuck
bottle.
yeah.
That's Snoop D-O double G.
Snoop D-O double Jizzle. Okay.
I've always wanted to say this.
But yeah, you know what's wild though? I never thought
that
Snoop Dogg would have his own wine.
I mean,
Snoop.
You never know.
The man beat a murder charge in like 94. And he has his own wine now.
Yep. Fascinating. So this wine is red.
Mm-hmm.
And
you looking it up?
I am. I have it right here. Okay. So this is 19 Crimes, California Red. It is from 19 Crimes. Ha,
okay.
Funny. It is made in, believe it or not, it's from Victoria, Australia. Even though
that's where 19 Crimes is from.
Correct. Yeah. So this is a California Red made by 19 Crimes of Victoria, Australia.
Okay. So it's maybe done in the style of a California Red.
There you go. Taste characteristics: you're going to get notes of raspberry and strawberry, and with blackberry, and back notes of plum, blueberry, and oak, with notes of also vanilla and chocolate.
Ooh. Okay.
Hello, my love.
Cheers.
Oh my God, I haven't had wine in 6 weeks.
Okay, let's see. How does it taste?
Like freedom.
Okay.
This is really good.
This is good.
Deep purple. Very,
very purple.
Not Barney the dinosaur purple, but like...
Does it say what grapes they use?
So what did you say before? So take another sip. I see that you also got a fancy new aerator to try out.
Yes. Now I'm taking back Cabernet.
Okay.
But I'm gonna go Merlot.
Okay.
Syrah. And is there a third?
There is a third.
There is a third. Am I right so far?
You are. Yeah, you're dead on so far.
Fuck. What's the third?
So we got Merlot. It's a Petite Syrah.
Syrah.
But you can taste
Syrah.
it. You get the stringent kind of
yeah
dryness in your back of your throat. But Merlot is so obvious because of the color. Because you have that deep purple. It's like, all right, that's a Merlot. You try it a little bit. You get a little...
Mm-hmm.
It's that fruit note at the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What is that?
This thing is kind of fruity.
Mm-hmm.
Motherfucker.
It's a lot of red wine grapes out there.
I know.
One in particular opens up very early, very, very sweet at the beginning. Always.
Shiraz?
No.
No, that is Syrah. What am I saying? What the fuck am I saying? I'm stumped. What
Shiraz.
is it? Shiraz. What is it?
It's a Zinfandel. Yes. Thank you for playing. We have some lovely parting gifts from you if you go to the Boyz merch stand.
Bullshit grape Zinfandel. Fuck Zinfandel.
Zinfandel is the Bud Light of red grapes.
Yeah, it's that bullshit.
It's just light. It's easy to drink. You know, if you give it to a girl at a concert, she'll be like, "I like a lot of Zinfandels."
I love a white Zinfandel.
Oh my God! Did you listen to the new Post Malone?
Can I have a white Zin?
Yeah. Shout out to Post Malone though. He's really killing the game again.
I hope this doesn't leak. I'll put the
So that thing looks like a stethoscope. Where'd you find that?
It was a gift.
Does it say
for my birthday? So
somebody loves you.
Shouts out.
Your birthday gifts were like very practical.
Yeah.
Like you got like Ginsu knives and fucking like aerators. You're a 30-year-old man now.
Yeah.
The only thing you didn't get was like a rocks glass set. Or did you get that too?
Pretty much. No, I didn't get a rocks glass set.
You got to get the rocks glass set with the self-centered ice cubes.
Yes.
The bottom out ice cubes.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you got like this this UFO looking aerator.
Yeah.
You got a professional like Japanese chef's knife.
Yep. That aerator looks like Sputnik. I got the fucking Rurouni Kenshin chef's knife. Oh, here it's got like Japanese lettering on the blade.
You know what? I gotta tell you, I've stumbled upon Reddit forums. You know, like the oddly satisfying Reddit forums. So there's just a section of just people cutting stuff thinly with a knife.
Yes,
God.
Like where they stand the tomato up and then it's so thin that you can like see through it.
I got an erection, and I was like, why am I getting hard over this?
Yeah.
When they were cutting inside of a jalapeno.
Yes.
And like you could see each seed, and I'm like, God damn it, that's hot.
As it's cutting through the seeds.
And I was like, that's so hot. Literally.
Which is great. You never really value like how sharp a knife can be until you use a really sharp knife. I've
only had a sharp knife one time in my life. When I was living, I had a couple of roommates. One of my roommates had Cutco knives. Cutco knives are like a Western New York institution.
Yes.
You know, people would used to sell them at your door. They go door to door and used to sell them to you. And they literally have a lifetime guarantee.
Yeah.
They're also like, $2,500 knives. So
it's expensive for a set of knives.
Yeah, they're expensive for a set of knives, but with a lifetime warranty. And it's like and they're literally those knives, I believe, were made in 1994. And we had them in like 2015. So it's like, okay, these are good knives. Like,
yeah.
They've a tale as old as time.
Did you cut the penny?
No. Okay. They gave us the knife sharpener. It was like one of those bricks, like the brick sharpener.
Okay.
So much fun to use. Yep. I used to just use it as like a stress relief as opposed to like actually sharpening them.
You ever just speed through some vegetables?
I almost cut my finger really bad one time because I was like, I want to do the thin garlic chop. So I was just bang, 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 and I got so close to my finger, and I was like, oh! When I had to pull it back real quick, I got nervous.
Yep.
I want to get a butcher knife.
Okay.
I just want one.
I do want, but I want one of the Japanese ones that's like, it's like a chef's knife. It's as big as a chef's knife, but it's a butcher knife. The really sharp knife I got upstairs is like a 10-inch knife, which is big.
Yeah.
But
that's like a restaurant chef's knife.
Yes. Yeah. That's a Japanese that's a Japanese chef's knife. That's the one you'd use to like butcher a whole like 80-pound tuna, bluefin tuna. Just fucking, you like, I don't know. I don't know what Japanese chefs do, but it's fucking incredible.
I still watch. I'm obsessed with Food Network. Iron Chef Morimoto, he has this episode of, actually no, it was that show Bizarre Foods, the Andrew Zimmern show.
Yeah.
The frumpy Jew. He's got great glasses, though.
He does. His glasses game is strong.
He's a phenomenal.
By the way, you got to finish that
chef.
so we can air it.
I'm going to. Phenomenal chef. A weird eater. It's called.
Well, he'll eat anything.
So he would eat. They gave him poisonous fish. I think it was a puffer fish.
Yeah.
And they are watching Morimoto like expertly cut through this fish, and then he's just like, "If I don't cut this part off, you're gonna die." And I'm just like, "Yes."
And you just realize like the precision they need because there's only this little sliver of meat in that puffer fish that you can eat.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you go into anaphylaxis shock and you die.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Yeah, I love it. Like I wanna have that near death experience where 4 people die per year eating this fish because the chef fucked up.
You know what my favorite thing is too about watching fat people eat during like any of those shows is that there's an off chance that could be their last meal, and he's just like, I love this.
That reminds me of this episode I saw. Fuck, That's Delicious. Where they brought on what's
Bronson
his name?
Looks so good.
He does.
I just watched the Hot Ones episode. He looks
really
fucking
good.
amazing.
He looks really good. But anyway, they had what's his name? Mario
Batali.
Mario Batali was on.
He was he got kicked off that show, that ABC show, the Chew.
Yes.
Because he got brought up on sexual misconduct.
Hey, good for him.
Another one.
Yeah.
As DJ Khaled would say, another one.
So, but anyway, on this episode of Fuck That's Delicious, I know he's canceled, but I'm going to talk about this. Bronson and Mario Batali go to this like open air food market or whatever.
He's playing him his CD, right?
I think he was. Yeah. But anyway,
like a Walkman CD player.
They're going from like restaurant to restaurant to restaurant, and they're just eating all day. And even Bronson is like ready to tap out. And Bronson's a big, he's lost some weight, but he's still a pretty big dude.
I mean, he lost 100 pounds.
Yeah.
You know, And he even said it himself in the interview. He goes, I just can't believe I had 100 pounds to lose. Like,
Yeah. And I mean, he was, at this point in the show, he was very close to his heaviest weight.
Mm-hmm. He's still a big boy.
He's still a big boy. But
probably
anyway.
a smooth 300.
Yeah.
So.
But anyway, they're going from restaurant to restaurant to restaurant. And they're just eating and eating and eating. And Mayhem Loren, Big Body Bess, Action Bronson, they're all just sweating. And they're like, I can't eat any more food. And Mario's just like, just getting warmed up. You guys aren't used to this. And it kind of reminds me of, have you ever really like been out with a person that eats?
So you're talking about like a food, like are you
like
talking
a
about
real
like a food
foodie,
tour?
Like I'm saying, gone to a restaurant with a real foodie, owns a restaurant.
Not like that, but like
okay.
When I went to New York, like about 3 or 4 years ago, I met up with a buddy who's a very, very like foodie type of person.
Okay.
And they were like, we're not gonna just go to one place. Like, we're just gonna hop around. So we did a lot of Chinatown stops, which the thing about Chinatowns in any big city is you can just get small plates of everything and kind of understand what every meal is going to be like. So you don't have to, and that's the thing about, Far Eastern meals is that they're really just, dim sum and stuff like that. It's just small bites and
right.
eat and go. So we did a lot of that stuff for like 3 hours, though.
Yeah. And all you guys did was eat for 3 hours.
Yeah, and I was just like, dog, I don't know if I can eat anymore. And he's just like, we got to eat dinner still. I'm like, what do you mean we got to eat dinner still?
So-and-so, we got to go get the whatchamacallit up at Posh, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, wherever the fuck we're going. So
I'm just like, we've been eating for 3 hours, and I'm pretty sure I've had 20 separate meals right now.
Okay, so I've had this experience, well, a few times now, where gone on vacation a few times with one of my wife's one of her best friend's families. And in that family, the father has owned several restaurants through his adult life. So every time we go out to eat, basically we end up ordering half the menu. And this man, he's not an incredibly heavy man. He's got your average dad-bodied physique. You see him, he's your average 50, 60-something-year-old man, and he puts this food away. And everything you order is just like, I really like this. I didn't really like that so much. You know what? They could have did this to that. And it's everything is critiqued. I love that.
What kind of restaurants did he own?
Huh?
Like Italian restaurants? Or okay.
Yeah.
Italian chefs are a special breed because everything is, because Italian cooking is so simple.
It is.
But it's also very complex. Because,
there's a lot of nuance.
Yeah, because the simplicity of the ingredients, it makes up for the complicated cooking. Because all the cooking is very like hot pan sear and, but it's got to be flipped at just 4 minutes. And it's all impeccably timed.
Or even then.
With like amazing, but the ingredients are so good.
Yeah.
So you can make great things like 5 ingredients.
Yeah. Even like a basic red sauce, right? Not a lot to it. What was it? Tomatoes?
Good tomatoes.
Yep.
You usually get like San Marzano tomatoes, like the Italian tomatoes. Then you can also add some like crushed red tomatoes if you want to make it a little chunkier.
Yep.
Basil, salt, pepper, garlic. You're done. Pretty much.
Maybe a little bit of sugar.
Sugar to off.
And then
off
salt.
Depends. If you're making it as like a spaghetti sauce, definitely sugar. If it's like a marinara that's going to go on, or like a sauce that's going to go on a side dish, then you don't even need to add the sugar.
Yeah.
But sugar if you're going to do it to add it to pasta.
Maybe a little bit of sugar. Maybe a pinch of salt.
Yep.
That's it. Like it's wild how simple it is. But then you can taste two people's red sauces, and they taste totally different.
And it's all time. Like, so this one's like, I'll do it for 4 hours. This one's like, I do it for 7.
Yeah.
On like incredibly low heat.
Yeah.
Like my mom, when she makes her tomato sauce, it's like 8 hours.
Yeah.
8 hours, like on the lowest possible heat, her stove can put out.
Don't fall out. Come on. Don't leak. Oh.
Wow, look at it kind of looks like a shower head.
I like it.
Yeah, it's different.
This is the shower head women use to pleasure themselves.
I was saying, the vibrating head.
Yeah. Ribbed for her pleasure.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Wow. That thing's going to do some damage.
Oh, yeah. We're aerating the fuck out of this wine, dude.
She's never going to call you again.
All right, let's see. How is it?
Get a drippy boy.
Oh, it's a little drip.
I'm just gonna call this thing Sputnik from now on.
Yeah, that's the name of her. Okay.
Sputnik. Mm-hmm. The aerator. To another quarter in the black.
Cheers.
Ooh, that opened up nicely.
That opens up real nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you go from... now the Zinfandel is practically not even there.
Oh yeah, this is straight up Merlot Syrah.
Mm-hmm.
You're not really getting that sweetness from the Zin anymore.
It's nice. I like a good red, I like a good dry boy. So
Yep.
this one is it's not sandpaper dry,
Yeah.
but this is like comfortable drinking wine now.
Well, even then, that little bit of sweetness there, it's kind of switched over from like a in-your-face fruitiness to like a more subdued, almost caramel, dark chocolate.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, vanilla and chocolate you get.
Yeah.
And caramel is just burnt
Yeah.
sugar. So
Yeah.
it's burnt sugar. Mm-hmm. Sugar and cream.
Yeah, this is good though. Snoop.
Snoop-a-loop.
Snoop-a-loop. Snoop, you know your shit, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
What else is going on in the world?
well, the Democratic National Convention started last night.
Okay.
It's weird because it's not an actual convention. It's just people talking in screens to cameras and talking to the American people like they're in a fucking bubble, because we kind of are.
Yeah.
Like there was the senator from Kentucky. I keep forgetting her name. I just kept calling. I looked at her and I just went, this woman should be wearing a big hat at the Kentucky Derby. Like when I saw her, because she was wearing one of those like light blue blazers, like Go Wildcats.
What in the blue blazers?
Yeah, you could tell this woman says what in tarnation.
Like Kentucky money.
Exactly. Like mint juleps and big hats.
Oh God.
So
James, would you like another mint julep, sweetheart?
Can I get you a sugar cookie? Because I can tell your diabetes is definitely kicking in.
I'm from Kentucky.
Have you had the hot chicken?
That's Nashville, baby.
I know the Kentucky hot chicken is different. The Colonel made it. So she is
Fried chicken
Democratic
juleps.
Kentuckian. So
Okay.
so not like not posh in her racism, just kind of pulled back.
Okay.
Very like. So she was talking about her endorsement of Joe Biden, and she goes, Joe Biden is the perfect candidate for this country. She goes, the tyrant that is in office right now simply will not do.
He will not do.
He will simply, I declare that he will not do. Post haste, we must remove him.
Most indubitably.
So she's speaking to me like an infant, and I'm like, I don't know if I like this. So I was like, I'm watching it, and basically the whole thing. So I came up with like a hot take, and I like the three things that I took away from the night one, because it's like it's a 2-night event.
Of course.
Night one of the Democratic National Convention. One, V for Vendetta is happening.
Yeah. Now keep in mind, we are recording this as of Wednesday. I'm sorry, Tuesday. We're going to release this Wednesday. So as we're recording this, night 2 is going on right now. We're not watching it.
Night 2 is happening. No. I did for like 30 minutes.
Also, the
last
Lakers
night,
are playing against Portland right now.
which I got to tell you, I'm checking scores every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So if I go quiet, you know why.
Okay.
Democratic National Convention. All right, takeaways. 1, brainwashing is real.
Absolutely.
Definitely a real thing. 2, no one trusts anybody.
Not at all.
Nope. 3, Michelle Obama is our best candidate.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's been that way probably since when they started naming the actual candidates. And I go, why isn't she running? She got to say something.
I don't think she wants to.
No, because
She doesn't want it.
No, she doesn't. I mean,
Well, think about it. Her husband had the job for 8 years. And I think that speaks to the humility of Michelle Obama. And, Jesus, what the fuck is wrong with the Clintons? Hillary, why do you want the job?
well,
Like,
we know why Hillary wants the job.
why does Hillary want the job?
Well, she's got somebody that's going to prosecute
She's
against
got to
her.
wear those. She's got to wear those pantsuits somewhere.
Yes.
No,
These
like,
Lane Bryant sweatsuits or these pantsuits are not going to wear themselves.
yeah. I mean, let's be honest. Like, fade into obscurity, like every other president, right off into the sunset. Bill's not going to get prosecuted for anything.
You don't think so?
No.
You don't think Jeslin's got some shit on him?
No.
Ghislaine?
Yeah, no.
I call her
they're not
Jeslyn.
going
It's
to.
just easier for me.
And I'll tell you why.
Ghislaine.
Okay, so the way there's kind of an unspoken agreement where they don't prosecute. Basically, if you've been president, you're going to be taken care of for the rest of your life.
By the fraternity?
Yeah, pretty much. Like you don't have to do shit for the rest of your life, and that's an unspoken bond. You commit a crime, we're just gonna kind of overlook it, and that's about it. That's about it. Like we're not gonna now. That's why I've heard a lot of people saying shit about Trump. Like, well, if Trump leaves office, he's going to jail. No, he's not. Maybe his sons, maybe. Because they definitely had shit to do. You checking the scores?
Yeah.
All right. Who's up right now? LA?
Now Blazers are by 3.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Just for the record, I think that series is going to be good.
We'll get to it later.
Okay.
No.
Okay, we'll get to that later.
We're in Politico right now.
Okay. So, no, I don't think Trump goes to jail after the election. I think
he's got too much money.
Not because he has too much money. I think he doesn't go to jail because he was a president.
Oh, so he's in the fraternity.
Yeah, he's in the fraternity. U.S. presidents, whether they like him or not, he's in there. I mean, you weren't a frat. You had a brother that you didn't really care for.
Yeah,
but he's still your brother.
Yeah,
right.
But I mean, I don't think I can pardon him from prison though.
You could. So anyway, yeah, they're not going to. They're not gonna press charges on him. Now, his whole team that was around him, they might go down, but Trump, he doesn't. Yeah, so otherwise, part of me thinks that Trump doesn't really want the job anymore, but he's pretty much he's talked this much shit, so he's pretty much gonna ride this bitch until the wheels fall off.
Well, I mean, although he doesn't want the job anymore, he just wants to win. Because the guy can't lose a popularity contest.
No,
I mean,
he can't.
His ego would just be destroyed.
Yeah. So, all I know is
trying to defund the postal service.
Yes.
I mean, for God's sake, the United States Postal Service.
So, from what I understand is, the guy that he appointed as postmaster had to testify in front of Congress today.
Yes, he did.
And Congress basically said, we're going to put a hold on any changes being made to funding the post office until after the election.
Weird.
Just so we can say, okay, there was no tampering. Now, has some damage already been done?
Yeah.
Absolutely. But we'll see what happens. I just think who do you think is going to actually win the election?
Not Joe Biden.
You don't think Joe's going to win? You think Trump wins it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, and it's not. I can't say with certainty, but I just know America as I've seen it, and the amount of. Okay, so how long have we been talking about? Black Lives Matter, rioting, looting, all that stuff. Has it been 2 months now?
Roughly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That shit shouldn't still be going on.
No.
And as I know America, it's the only reason it's going on is because we have a lot of blind, stupid people in this country. Most of them, not actually blind, but like blind to important issues.
Yeah.
Because they just want to.
I get in Facebook arguments with people.
I read the thread of the one you got into the other day. I loved it. I almost hopped in.
Yeah.
I wanted to just be like, I agree with you, and then just like never come back.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I've had this nervous.
By the way, dude thought that he just like proved his point and was right.
He's not. No, you did a very good job of explaining yourself.
Yeah, I thought I did.
So I
spelled it out.
I have a knee jerk reaction because I'd rather have these conversations in person, and because COVID's happening, I can't.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I just want to talk about this shit. But Facebook is the one place that you can have longer conversations, because Twitter you get 140 characters, like that's it. So like I say something and I get angry Andy coming at me just being like, you're a libtard and you're a sheep, and it's just like, are those the only 2 words that you know?
Yep.
Because I was like, I don't know, I'm not a libtard, but it seems like you're kind of a libtard because you only know 2 words.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that you are, but you kind of are.
Yeah.
But my whole thing is, sorry, I'm getting caught up in my chair. My whole thing with this is, this should have stopped already, and I think it's not stopping because there's enough stubbornness out there, and the stubborn folk are going to push towards the election. So
Yes.
and it seems so complicated. The whole, it's a lot of, he said, she said, for the entire situation.
Yeah.
And it's basically, again, it's 2 groups of people. It's mostly overeducated liberals, kind of like ourselves.
Yeah.
And I can say that we're liberals because of our mindset. I mean, as a comedian, I think I get lumped into like that liberal point of view.
Yeah.
My whole thing with that is that I don't really have a quote unquote political affiliation.
Okay.
I don't think I do. I still believe that, like, if my taxes are too high, I'm going to be upset about that. So that's more Republican, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess by the nature of the way that the Constitution is written.
Yeah.
But I also like to have my opinion heard.
Yes.
Which is more liberal.
Not really.
Well, opinions heard from the standpoint of, if I don't like it, let's make the change. Let's make it done. Let's get it done quickly.
Yes.
And I'll protest and I'll say what I need to say and let's get our point across. Yeah. I'm more than happy with doing that.
But also, protesting isn't necessarily a liberal thing.
It's a constitutional thing.
Somewhat. So on the political spectrum, the way it works
if it's written down, it's a constitutional thing.
Yeah.
I mean, so you're allowed to free speech.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's it's in the Constitution.
Yeah.
So thus, so you can do it.
But the way the political spectrum is created, you have radicals on the far left, you have liberals on the left.
Radicals is like Portland. Is that radical?
Portland is radical.
Okay.
Portland is radical, wanting to basically dismantle the entire system and restart a new system. Mm-hmm. That without getting into specific issues, that's a radical.
It's like freedom fighting.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is a radical. Then you have liberals, which liberals essentially they want change, but they're willing to do incremental change. They'll diplomatic change. They'll work with you toward the change. They have people in the middle. They can sway either way. Mm-hmm. All right, those are the centrists, the moderates. Then you have conservatives, people on the right. Conservatives don't want change or don't want change as fast. They want things to stay the way they are.
Yeah. Stay the course.
Exactly.
Drink the Kool-Aid.
Textbook definition of the political spectrum. And then the far right, you have reactionary. And reactionaries want to absolutely change nothing, keep everything exactly the way it is, or go back in time and will react violently to do so. Mm-hmm. So that's definition of the political spectrum.
So where does Trump fall in there?
Trump is definitely a conservative, mm-hmm. but he has no problem with
doing reactionary.
He has no problem with talking to the courting the reactionaries to get his agenda pushed,
which is his voters.
To an extent, yeah. So the thing about Trump is that he's really appealed to people that are, and really this is the Republican strategy in general, is they called it the Southern strategy. So, and what the Southern strategy was basically back in like the, I want to say it was back in the 70s, right after the Civil Rights era ended.
Yeah, right around the 1972?
Somewhere in there,
right
yeah. When Nixon won the presidency. They implemented the Southern strategy, which was used basically to appeal to the Southern white voter that used to be a Democrat, back when the Democrats were really the party of the working man. And the Democrats started taking on more of a progressive stance on social issues. So the Republicans saw that and they said, why don't we take more of a conservative stance on these social issues? And we're going to aim for that Southern white voter who, let's be honest, he's kind of racist. Mm-hmm. And we're going to use some terms in there just to kind of pull him. Like, we want to go back to the good old days of America. God, country. We want a person that stands for family values.
Yep, family.
Yeah, we want a person that's going to keep things the way they are or the way they used to be. We worry about things like busing, which is a hot button issue at that time, integrating the buses. So people like that. Whenever you have and this is why, and over time, they've had to change the language of some of these policies that have come out just so they would appear less racist, right? Mm-hmm. So that's why when people talk about, people like Ben Shapiro, for example, talk about, institutional racism doesn't exist because, or Steven Crowder, I'm sure you've heard of him.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
When they talk about, institutional racism doesn't exist, it absolutely does. But the reason why they say it doesn't exist is because as of right now, there are no laws on the books that explicitly say black people are not allowed to do this.
Yeah. So by the law,
right,
it technically doesn't exist.
It does exist, but the reason why is because, yes, they will word it in a way where it doesn't say black people are not allowed to do this or white people are allowed to do this. But you take like voting rights laws, for example, right? Voter ID laws, for example, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. It has been proven by the Supreme Court that members of the Republican Party did ample research into certain areas of the country when these laws were drafted in certain states, and they realized, okay, many poor black people that are more likely to vote Democrat are less likely to have a driver's license issued by their DMV or a passport because they're poor. Because let's be honest, a driver's license costs what, $75?
Yeah.
Passport costs about $120.
Yeah.
So if you take a population of people that are disproportionately impoverished, they're less likely to have those forms of identification. Mm-hmm. So let's implement voter identification laws. That way those people can't vote. And they realized that those laws, and they did the research, they realized that those laws would disproportionately impact those groups of people. Mm-hmm. So...
But they made it as cut and dry as identify yourself, and that's it. And the only way you can do it in your state is by your driver's license.
Exactly. So that's why, yes, systemic racism still does exist. They've just gone through several loopholes to say, okay, maybe we can't specifically word the law to exclude black people because that is unconstitutional, but we can kind of we can look at some data and we can manipulate the wording of things, and we can make certain things so specific that they do exclude certain groups of people without explicitly saying that they're excluding certain groups of people.
True.
So that's why things like that still exist. Or, but also like racism itself is... It's an interesting concept. I mean, shit, I'm selling my house right now.
You are?
I am. I am selling my house right now.
I saw the big for sale sign outside.
Yeah. And
what are you doing getting rid of a Studio Day Boyz?
It'll just be moved to a new house.
It'll just be moved to a new Studio Day Boyz.
The new Casa de Boyz. But anyway, yeah, just in order for me to say, okay, I'm going to sell my house and, we're in the suburbs right now. I want a shot at actually being able to sell this house. I took down vast majority of any evidence that I live here, like all the pictures on the wall and shit like that, took all that shit down.
Yeah, I walked in. I was just like, there's a lot of white people on this wall.
Yeah.
Where are you?
Yeah, took that shit down.
I remember we had a conversation about this in a previous episode where you were just like, given the circumstances, if I was to sell this house, I would take all of evidence that a black person lives here off the wall. Yeah. And I go, wow, I didn't realize it was that bad. And then you gave me this whole speech about... Well, let me talk about property value. And if I have a white person and, I happen to live very close to a highway, and I don't know, if there was a black person on that wall, maybe that highway sounds a little louder than I was expecting. It's just it's shit that I wouldn't think of as a white guy. Right. And it's just like, oh, wow, Yeah. Almost want to do a social experiment.
Yeah, I want to do, just not with my own house.
Well, yeah, I'm like, hey, can I show your house? And just do A is white families and just have a bunch of, generic white family photos, and then B is generic black family photos. Yeah, and they all but it'd be funny too if they all use the same background,
Oh yeah,
Like that Sears catalog
everything,
background.
same background, same clothing,
Yeah.
everything. The only difference is one family is black and the other one is white.
And just
we
and-
hire two stock photo families to like pose in pictures, like mom, dad, young kids.
I totally want to do it.
I kind of want to do this too.
And just
Stock
like set up a
grandparents.
bunch of hidden cameras and just be like,
Yeah.
well, let's see the reaction. And then you just have like, you know, one guy walk in and he's just like, it's a very wholesome house. I like that. And this is white.
Wow, this is nice.
This is family A, white, the whites. And then they're
Yeah.
just like walking around and he's just like, I really think I like this home. It's got a very nice Zen quality to it.
It's very homey.
It's very homey.
Yeah.
I like what they did with the kitchen, you know, so on and
Wow.
so forth. Okay.
You can tell they have good family values.
Yep.
Yeah.
Leave, insert next person. He walks in and he's just like, huh. Neighborhood's kind of loud though.
Yeah.
Like, just
something. Just like, well, the house is nice, but I think we're gonna have to put a lot of money into this place to make it our own.
It's like, wow, that kitchen's brand new. They just did all this stuff to it. Yeah,
but the pantry's a little small. Or just something.
The pantry is a little small.
They're gonna find just a little nitpicky, and the excuse is gonna be, you know, there's a lot of money to spend for me to not be picky. So
I think you're just gonna find reasons not to buy the
they
house.
will find reasons to not buy the house. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I get where you're coming from. Mm-hmm. So when I because I knew you were, you know, searching for a house, and I knew
Yeah.
that you were going to put this on the market inevitably.
Yeah.
So this is up on the market, and then I walked in with the pictures on the wall, and I was like, "Geez, cookie cutter white family, what's going on here?"
Yeah. So many white babies.
So how many times have you showed this house so far?
So it went up. Now we're recording this once again we're recording this on a Tuesday.
So like 3 times.
It went up Monday afternoon. We showed the house 3 times so far.
And have you been here once?
Have I been during the showings?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, not at all. I wouldn't be.
Make yourself scarce.
Fuck yeah.
Just
honestly, I've never.
hang out the parking lot.
I've looked at a lot of houses at this point, like gone to see them. I've never been to a showing where the owner was there.
True.
So.
Yep.
Yeah, but no, I'm not just gonna show up.
That happened to me
fuck
one
no.
time. Like when we were looking for our house, like the owner was there, and I was like, I don't feel like you're supposed to be here. I'm about to dissect your house.
Did you end up buying that house?
No.
Okay.
No.
See, that's why.
I bought the house. Well, it was funny though because like with the house that we ended up buying, we had to come awkwardly face to face with the owner because they wouldn't give us a loan because there was like very minimal like paint damage to like part of the house. And they're like, we're gonna give you this loan, but we need you to fix that. I'm like, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
And we ended up having to go to the house and fix little like paint chips on the wall for us to get this loan. And the owner was there, and we're like, we are sorry that we're still invading your privacy. And she's like, I know what this is all about. I get it. And I'm just like, okay.
It's stupid. I know.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
She was like, can I get you guys something to drink? And we're just like, no, we're going to own your house soon. So let me just, let me pretend like I own it right now.
Which is funny because like that's the number one thing people do when they buy a house.
Is what?
Paint.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's like the first thing you do.
That was the first thing we did.
Yeah, paint.
The house looked like when we bought our house, it looked like an Easter basket.
Yeah.
It had yellow walls and it had like robin's egg blue trim.
Yeah, and
I'm
you're
like,
like,
what the fuck
we're
is
getting
this?
rid of that.
That
Yeah.
was one of the main reasons why I didn't want to buy the house. I was like, this thing sucks. And then
it's
yeah,
loud.
it's loud. This thing's out of control. And then first thing is, you can change this. And I go, oh yeah. You own it. This is mine. I could rip down a wall if I want to.
Yeah, yeah.
I could take a shit on the floor. This is mine.
Yeah, we can knock out this wall and create an open concept. By the way, HGTV is so fucking misleading with that open concept bullshit
Yeah.
because that's the hot in thing.
It's not
Everybody
it's not even in anymore. You know what's in now? Rooms.
Yeah, rooms are coming.
Rooms
back.
are back.
Suddenly, people realize how fucking annoying an open concept is.
After COVID, they're just like, I have to look at my kids the entire time. I was like, we just
Yeah.
got a fucking wall.
I don't want a big fucking open space anymore. I don't need a bowling alley. I want privacy.
Yeah.
I want rooms. Yeah. But remember that though, open concepts on like HGTV are just like, so we're gonna take out this wall, creating an open concept to improve the flow through the house. But they made it seem like
just so when I fart in the living room, you can smell it in the kitchen.
Yeah, but they made it like it was so easy to just knock down a wall.
I love when they say it's so easy. We'll just knock down this wall. It's just like that actually supports the entire house.
Yeah,
so.
like this is actually a load bearing wall. So Not that easy, son.
Yeah, you want the roof to crash on top of your children? Go ahead.
Yeah, but then you realize how expensive it is to like hire a contractor to do some shit like that. Yeah, it's gonna cost you about $80,000. Like,
Okay. Is that why you're doing the light breathy thing?
Cadence, do you need to go to college? So, I don't fucking get it.
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah.
people like it. People like to look at things that they don't have.
Yeah, they do.
And they just think, one day.
Yeah. But you were saying, speaking of COVID, rooms are in now.
Yeah, rooms are in.
Have you ever been on a Zoom call where like the background of someone's house is just disgusting?
Yeah, I did one a couple of weeks ago with just some friends, but they did it they would just always do it in their kitchen.
Okay.
And like the kitchen, just the backdrop of it is just it's a kitchen. So
Yeah.
But it was like kitchen with just shit all over the place.
Okay.
I'm just like, fucking clean up the kitchen, man.
Yeah. I hate when you're on a Zoom call with somebody and there's a fucking window in the background just blowing out the
in.
shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the sun coming in.
Yeah.
That happened to me
So
a couple of times where I was like, oh, there's sun. Let me move.
Yeah.
And I was like, you also can change the background to like the faded fuzzy background.
Yeah.
Just super easy, but nobody knows how to do that.
Yeah, but so now the person's face looks like they're trying to be anonymous because they have a fucking window in the background.
And they're just like, hello.
With a ceiling fan on.
This is anonymous.
So distracting. I hate that.
Pet peeve you just needed to get out.
It's a peeve. I had to get that out.
I just needed to let this know. Actually, here's a nice story because we were trying to transition into sports at some point. We're done with Politico.
We're done talking about why America's racist. But by the way,
it's pretty easy. Why?
I think I'm gonna take a new Facebook strategy instead of just straight up arguing with people.
What are you gonna do? You know what I do is I say one or two words and I leave.
Okay, here's what I think
gets people more upset.
I've been curating some memes making fun of right wingers. I know a certain number of people are gonna comment. I'm just gonna break the wrist and walk away. Just post something.
And not say a word?
Not say a word. No context, nothing. 40% of police officers beat their wives.
That's it.
Look it up. That's it. What about the... I'm not saying anything.
It's always, what about the...
What about the blacks? 80% of murders are committed by the blacks.
I hate the word. I hate the term "the blacks."
Yeah.
I even hate the term "the whites." I have a bit about this where I'm just like, I have a whole bit about this where I go, I have a hard time trusting the person that begins with the insert race here. I don't like that guy. Like, it begins with, this plate of pasta was great. The Italians made it.
It's the heavy I.
It's the heavy eyes.
Italian.
It's the heavy. Yeah. If he says the blacks, the whites. even the Jews, like in the context of it could be very normal. It's just like I went to a bat mitzvah. The Jews put it on. It's just like, why do you have to say the Jews?
The Jews. That one's real rough.
Everything about it's rough.
Yeah,
and it could be something really nice. I had some Lockies. They were delicious. The Jews made them. Oh,
you just sound like someone's clueless grandmother.
I know, but like just like a shiver goes up your spine.
It's just like
even when you go to a Mexican restaurant. Okay.
Yeah, the Mexicans.
The Mexicans made these tacos. Why don't you just say fucking
all of them?
All of them?
Maybe that's why it's so offensive. Is because when you say the
Mexicans
and then group of people.
Why don't you say I went to this restaurant? It was a Mexican restaurant. I had tacos.
Yeah, but
that sentence can be structured so much differently.
When you say the and then group of people, it implies that all of them made it. Like which then implies that they're a monolith.
Exactly.
You're taking away their individuality, and they are just that one group of people. I think that's what it is.
Oh, I had some great tandoori chickens. The Indians made it.
The Indians made it.
God.
All of India.
Really?
1 billion people
all
live
of them,
there.
Huh?
That's a lot of people had a hand in making you this one plate of tandoori chicken.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah. Interesting, Grandma.
Yeah. Just one plate of chicken and rice, huh?
Yeah.
By the way, tandoori chicken,
good. Yeah, it's very good.
Woo.
You ever had the what's the tiki masala just in like the clay pot?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God,
bangs.
And that jasmine rice. Oh.
One day I felt put in my place as a minority at an Indian restaurant. I think I told this story on the podcast.
I don't think you did.
I went to an Indian restaurant once, and I went to order some food. I can't remember what I ordered. Probably tandoori chicken. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I was talking to the guy at work there, and I was like, "Hey, can I get this tandoori chicken?" And he was like, "Yeah, man. You want some naan bread with that?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'd love some. Is the chicken spicy?" And then he's like, "What are you, white?" And
He actually said that?
He did. He
What
just
are you,
looked at me. He
white?
was like, "What are you, white?" And I was like, "Nah, just give me the chicken."
I'll cry through this.
Yeah. I was like, "Damn. You right. I need to put on for my people. I need to go harder for Black America. You right, man."
You gotta be careful.
Yeah.
Some Indian food is really spicy.
Yeah,
because they use those they use like the kind of the mild curry spices, which are still kind of hot. So you gotta be. Those green curries are really good.
They are. They're delicious.
I really like
but
those.
listen, so what I did was ever since then I'm
What are
like,
you,
I gotta
white?
go hard on the spice just to prove that I'm not a bitch. I'm a real one.
I'm putting on for my city right now.
I may have married a white woman, but I'm still with the shits. Yeah, I'm still down for the cause, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this harkens me back to one point. Me and my wife went to a Mexican restaurant. I ordered the carne asada. You know it comes with a pepper. Mm-hmm. I'm eating the pepper with the steak. Shit's hot as fuck. I'm sweating, eyes tearing, nose running. But I ain't no bitch, so I'm gonna keep eating. Man, I'm chugging water, eating this. Waiter comes over, sees me sweating, laughing his ass off. In his little, broken English.
It's hot.
He's spicy. And I'm just like,
It's
"It's good."
I love your food and your culture.
I love your food and your culture.
Your women are beautiful.
I'm not white, so I'm gonna eat this.
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to oppress you. Your food is delicious. I love your women and your culture.
I respect your women and your culture. I love it. Yeah. So that's
As a white guy though, like same situation. He would just be giving me like milk and napkins.
yeah. He'd come over and start patting your head
Yeah,
down.
he's just like, I told you it was spicy, and I'm
It's
just
spicy.
like, I'm sorry, I should have listened to you.
Nah, he laughed at my black ass.
That's another stigma. Is that like black people just can handle spice better than white people?
I mean,
It's like I don't know.
There's a hierarchy of people that can handle spice. Okay? From what I found, all right? You got the Casper whites.
Casper.
They're really white.
Am I a Casper White?
No.
Okay.
Well, I'll say this. You got Karen white.
Oh Jesus.
Karen white is ketchup is spicy. Okay? And then you go up the level to like you go up the ladder. All right. Eventually you get to like Adventure White.
I think I'm an Adventure White.
Well, Adventure White is like they wear the finger toe shoes.
Nope, not.
And like they're
not,
gonna eat
not
a fucking ghost pepper on the internet.
Nope, not.
And climb mountains and shit. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm also. Yeah, I kind of thought you were like saying that I would try it. Because I'm adventurous.
Yeah, but that's like normal city dwelling, college educated white.
Yeah, but I'm not that. No.
That's that. That's where you are. But Adventure White is toe shoes and yo fucking eat this fucking ghost pepper,
I'm
bro.
eating 64 of these, and it's just like that's a horrible idea.
Yeah. I'm gonna bleed out of my anus. Yeah, that Adventure
I already
White.
do. I don't have to eat one of those.
Right, and then from there, on the spice ladder, you go to Black Americans. Okay, they enjoy a playful level of spice.
Something that tickles the taste buds.
Yeah, like it still tastes. Okay, so I'll say this: most Black Americans can take a good bit of spice.
Is that just like a generational thing?
I don't think it's a generational
Ancestry?
thing.
Is
I
it
think
like
I think it's a cultural thing.
Okay.
Especially if you're from the South, your food's a little spicier.
Southern food is just it's greasy and hot.
And certain things are gonna be spicier, you know, and we just eat it. You know, I put hot sauce on my food, and it's what it is. You know, I grew up putting hot sauce on damn near everything. So, but even then, the hot sauce I eat is not nothing crazy. I'm using fucking Frank's Red Hot.
Yeah, that's essentially vinegar.
Damn near, yeah. It's
Yeah.
vinegar with a touch of cayenne. It's nothing
very-
crazy.
I can deal with Frank's Red Hot.
Right.
As a white, I can deal with Frank's
You can
Red
deal
Hot.
with Frank's Red Hot, and then you go up the ladder a little bit, you hit Sriracha. And
I like
Sriracha's a little spicier
Yeah.
than Frank's.
Tolerable.
But nothing that's not tolerable. I also got some ghost pepper sauce in my fridge.
That's a little too much for me.
Ghost pepper will
Knock the chrome off of a Chevy.
Ghost pepper sauce might, in the ketchup's too spicy category, it'll open your third eye. If you know what I mean.
I do. Have a goddamn religious experience.
Yes.
I think I'm going to heaven.
Sweat. How do you deal with it?
How do you? What do you do?
What are you doing?
Why'd you give me this devil nectar?
Yeah. So, then from there, I would say the next step up in spice is the... Okay. I'm going to put immigrant groups next as a
Okay.
blanket statement.
Okay.
No matter where you're from. Let me rephrase.
I was gonna say
Asian and Southern Hemisphere immigrant groups.
Okay, there we go. That makes more
We're
sense.
excluding Europe here. We're Asian and Southern Hemisphere immigrant groups.
Yep. Okay, I got you.
Okay? And their spice is another level.
It's fucking different. Like Szechuan Chinese food.
Yes.
Fucking, their
Spicy.
mild is very hot.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. Through my don't be a bitchdom, I've upped my spice levels
Okay.
to a level of I can handle immigrant spice.
Like hot pot. You ever been to one of those like Chinese
yeah.
hot pot places?
Delicious.
See, some of them are good. I've had a couple, but not the ones where they're just like adding peppers just to like taunt you.
Yeah. But I can handle that.
Okay.
That's
Some of them I can handle.
Yes. I can handle that now. But I had to condition myself through my don't be a bitchdom where I was challenged by this Indian man like 8 years ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
didn't realize it was a gauntlet putting down.
It was that much. He was like, "What are you, white?" And I was like, "You challenging me?
Listen here, motherfucker.
Why do you think I grew this fro out?" Like, so,
I don't know if you noticed, but I'm trying to show you how,
Not white, I am.
voluptuous and black I am
Yeah.
when it comes to your food.
when it comes to spice and flavor and seasoning, I ain't
Seasoning.
seasoning. Listen, I have to show you how not white I am.
Nothing says I'm not white than I can handle my spice.
Yes. And that's how I had to do it. So since then I have upped my levels
I think I told
of
you
spice
yeah.
tolerance.
I think I've told you the story before. Like I had a buddy who went to this was like many years ago. He went to Cancun, Mexico, and just ate a lot of Mexican food. Like street taco shit and like a lot of like anything like that. He partied too. Like he was there with it was his fiance at the time and a couple of friends. Mm-hmm. And he just went to town on all the like the spiciest food you could imagine.
Yep.
And he came back and he had to go to the hospital because he was bleeding out of his ass after it. And he like came back after his hospital stay. He goes, "Man, I think I know what you feel like as far as like everything's concerned." He goes, "I didn't take a solid shit for 4 days." I was like, "From the alcohol?" He goes, "I'm pretty sure it was the food." And I'm like, "What did you eat?" He goes, "Well," we did a lot of like, your basic like Mexican fare. And I was like, "Did you like try peppers that you weren't supposed to?" And he goes, "Yeah, they like made us try all these like funky Mexican peppers." And I'm like, "What do you mean funky Mexican peppers?" He goes, "There was this one that was like red." He goes, "But red, and it kind of had like a funky name to it." I was like, "You mean like a Scotch bonnet?" He goes, "That's what it is." I go, "That's not from Mexico, my guy."
No.
I was like, "That's a Caribbean pepper." I said,
Yeah.
"It's actually from Jamaica."
It is.
I said, "Did you go to a Mexican restaurant?" And he's just like, "No." He goes, "Now that I'm thinking about it," he goes, "It said it was." He goes, "It was a Mexican restaurant," but he goes, "But it had Caribbean flair." And I go, "That's actually what you're." I was like, "Actually, that's what they call your asshole is Caribbean flair."
Yeah.
Yeah. So he had this like habanero Scotch bonnet mixture.
What's the difference between a habanero and a Scotch bonnet?
I don't think it's a ton, but like a Scotch bonnet is.
Because they look very similar.
Yeah, but a Scotch bonnet I think actually is a little hotter.
Okay.
That's like the main ingredient in Jamaican jerk chicken.
Yes.
Of like, yeah, if you want it on the spicy side, like that's.
Spicy.
Yeah, I like jerk chicken though because it's like it's tolerably hot.
Yes.
Like because they put so much other, acid in it, so it kind of cuts through all the spice. So it's like, all right, this is tolerable. But yeah.
Okay, so the Scotch bonnet is slightly sweeter overall.
So what's it on? Do you have the Scoville scale on there?
Yeah, let's see.
The Scoville
I'm on the
unit.
pepper scale.
Yeah. Love that Scoville scale.
Let's see. Let me look at this. Scoville.
So what's the hottest pepper you've ever taken on? Have you taken on a ghost pepper before?
I've had ghost pepper sauce, but I've never had a ghost pepper.
So like it had like a chopped up version. The hottest I've ever done was a habanero.
And the ghost pepper sauce I had was incredibly hot.
Yeah. I think the habanero was about as hot as I've gotten.
Yeah.
I did, obviously if I'm having jerk chicken, I've gotten Scotch bonnet in
Okay,
that.
so Scotch bonnet and habanero are the same. Scoville.
Okay, so the same thing pretty much.
Yeah.
But Scotch bonnet has more of a fruitier flavor and the flavor profile.
Yeah. But I'm looking, okay, so right now the hottest pepper in the world is the
Carolina Reaper.
Yep. And after that's the Trinidad Scorpion.
That sounds like the name of an MMA fighter, like his his nickname. He's like, he's the Trinidad Scorpion.
Yeah. I gotta find this hot sauce I have, actually.
Yeah, ghost pepper is no joke. My girlfriend showed me this video of a woman who ate 16 ghost peppers.
Jesus.
She got violently red. She was already kind of like a tan woman, but just imagine her like kind of a toasty marshmallow.
Ooh.
Oh gosh, she was so red and burnt. She was like almost. She was like this like almost like mocha brown by the time it was over, and I was like, Jesus Christ! I was like, I think this lady's gonna die.
Okay, so I've actually have this hot sauce upstairs. It's called Sinai Gourmet, right?
Sinai Gourmet.
Mm-hmm. And
what's gourmet about it? Your insides become this like 5-course meal.
Pretty much. So anyway,
your insides become inedible.
I have their ghost pepper sauce. It ain't mild. I'm looking for it.
Is that for like a joke, or do you actually put it on stuff?
I put it in things. So typically what I do when I decide I'm going to use it on something
is warn people.
But I only put a little bit in there.
I'm saying a little goes a long way.
A little, like a drop. Like this is the kind of sauce where, because with okay, so this pepper rates around 1 million Scoville. Yeah, and that's in the sauce. Mm-hmm. So anyway, basically, I've kind of realized that like adding hot sauce to food will fundamentally change the flavor.
Yeah, it'll just turn hot.
Yeah, but like, okay, if you dump a fuckload of Frank's Red Hot in like a pot of something, like to get to your desired spice level, your food is going to taste like Frank's Red Hot.
Yeah.
So what I'll do instead is I'll put, if I want to jack up the spice a little bit, but I don't want to choke on red pepper flakes or, fundamentally change the flavor, I'll put this sauce in there. That way you add that zing you want, but without changing the flavor of the food. Mm-hmm. But it just so happens you put a little bit of this on your tongue, and you start questioning existence.
What? I mean, what are we doing here?
What are we doing here? Why are we doing this to ourselves?
We're literally a blip on the radar. Do we even
you have
exist?
to try some of this sauce.
No, not today. Not today.
Yeah, I got milk. I got a baby. I got whole milk.
Yeah, I can't have milk.
Oh yeah.
I'm essentially lactose
almond
intolerant.
milk.
That'll work.
You like almond milk?
Yeah, I love almond milk.
Yeah. Does that do it?
You mean almond juice?
It's pretty much just almond soaked in water.
It's almond soaked in water, and then some type of white thing is put in it to make it milk. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. Something.
Yeah, it's sweet. It's milk. It's almond juice is what it is.
Yeah.
It's called what it is.
Forgot how phlegmy red wine makes me.
Yeah. I'm very gassy.
Yeah. I'm going to tongue it?
No.
Tongue punch? Yeah.
My asshole?
Fart? Hole?
I wouldn't recommend it right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Do you want to pass away?
I'd dance on the edge, man.
All right.
Dance on the edge.
I can tell you're really dancing on the edge right now. That sounds dangerous. Hadouken!
Oh, man.
I don't know. I mean, as far as like the news, everything was pretty low key. Did you see do you watch a lot of like network news anymore?
Not anymore.
Okay, so
I can't anymore.
The only time I watch it is when there's a Twitter exchange between like Anderson Cooper and then insert name here.
Okay.
So he had the My Pillow guy. Do you know the My Pillow guy?
Yes.
Okay. They had a full scale argument. So the My Pillow guy, I keep forgetting his name. I love the infomercials. Hi, I'm so and so for My Pillow.
Yeah. Tom Feathers.
Yeah. My Pillow CEO is Michael Lindell. Is his name.
Tom Feathers. Yeah.
Tom Feathers, which would be a fantastic name. His net worth is $300 million.
Of course.
Just from these pillows. So the infomercials and whatnot. I mean, this guy looks like. I mean, if I was to put a pulse on the American society, I mean, this would be the guy.
Yeah.
Hardcore mustache, likes to wear a Jesus pendant when he has conversations.
Yep.
So the interview that he did with Anderson Cooper, it was talking about this potential drug that could be used for COVID-19.
Yeah.
And he just happens to also be on the board of the company. So he has vested interest. And he is pressing to get this approved and, kind of put out on the market because obviously he'd make some coin on it. Mm-hmm. So essentially, that whole conversation is what Anderson Cooper presses him on and says, "Well, yeah, but aren't you on the board of this company?" And he's just like, "Well, yeah." And he's just like, "Okay." And he goes, "And is this a board certified medication? Has it been like, well, it's been tested by 1,000, independent doctors?" And so he goes, "Okay, can I see the reports? Can you tell me where the doctors are?" And he just doesn't say anything. He just keeps like pandering and like circling in the conversation. And he's just like, well, you're just trying to make this fit your narrative, Anderson. And he's just like, no, I'm not. He goes, I just want to know if there's
I just want facts.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
And then he started saying facts about the guy. And he's just like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
And it's just a 4-minute awkward conversation.
Yeah.
But I think about it. It's just like the My Pillow guy is now going to influence voting.
Yeah.
In America.
Yeah.
The My Pillow guy.
This is a crazy fucking year.
Yeah. It started with COVID-19.
Yeah.
It's going to end with the My Pillow guy.
Yeah.
Did you think that was going to happen?
It started with Kobe Bryant dying.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And that's actually what people don't understand is the fumes from the helicopters actually where COVID-19 came from.
Yes.
Yeah. And then they got into the air supply.
Were amplified by the 5G antennas.
That's why there's so many cases in Calabasas right now. Mm-hmm. Is that why? Yeah, in California, I think it's what it is. It's because the gases from the helicopter actually got into the crust of the earth.
Yes.
And now it's being redistributed.
Yeah.
All throughout California. That's why when the earthquake happened, it actually opened up a hole.
Yep.
And set up exactly. Yeah. Conspiracy boys.
Theories, reading, science.
If I just kept going with that,
open your third eye.
I'm just waiting for somebody to just be like, I got a couple of questions and a couple of theories.
Yeah. Boys, conspiracies, science, learning. Do your own research, boys. Come to your own conclusions. But I'm going to tell you what they don't want you to know.
Is that Kobe Bryant was actually behind COVID-19.
He was. He was the sacrificial lamb that was needed to start this whole thing off.
Yeah.
So, but
let's hope LeBron is going to win us a championship this year.
So, what I love,
what if LeBron winning a championship it actually ends COVID-19?
It could.
What if he's the key?
It could be.
What if the Monstars in this new Space Jam movie are the cure to COVID-19?
All I'm gonna say is the Trailblazers are young. That's all I'm gonna say.
I don't want to talk about it.
Portland is young, but
did you see the Toon Squad, the new Toon Squad uniforms?
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
They suck, right?
They suck.
They suck.
Yeah. It looked like they were trying to go for like a...
it looks like somebody tried to do a
like
tie-dye
90s
project, and they
Phoenix
fucked up.
It looked like they were trying to go for kind of a 90s Phoenix Suns vibe.
Which I like those jerseys, though.
But they missed the mark.
It's kind of like... It looks like my 5-year-old nephew did a tie-dye project and messed up.
Yeah.
And he's just like, do you like it? And you have to lie.
Yeah,
he's like, I love it.
Yeah, I love it.
And LeBron's the 5-year-old.
Where tomorrow?
And he's just like, I did this concept on my computer. Do you guys like it? And they're just like, yeah, LeBron.
Stick to basketball, LeBron.
He's like, what the fuck did you just say? He's just like, we love it.
Shut
Run
up and dribble, LeBron.
Yeah. Shut up and dribble.
So... it's so layered and coated.
Yeah. The Warner Brothers executives just sitting back, just being like, as soon as they're just like, he drops off the jersey and he's like, we're gonna do this, and they're just like, okay, yeah, that sounds great. As soon as he closes the door, they're just like, oh, Jesus Christ, who gave him InDesign?
This jersey is a dumpster fire.
This thing looks like dog shit. Literally, my dog could shit and make this look better.
Yeah,
and then now it's the jersey in the movie.
Yeah, so. I noticed, though, that you said fit their narrative. Mm-hmm. Harkens back to the political boys argument, right?
Yeah, we'll always harken back to it.
So
I hate the phrase fit their narrative.
We got to bring this up because it's been all over the internet.
Has it?
That little boy that got killed. Yeah,
God.
that 5-year-old boy that got killed. What's his name? Cannon Hinelet?
Oh, I don't know. It's a...
Cannon Hanelet?
Is his name Cannon?
It is Cannon,
Or is it Cameron?
It's Cannon.
God,
say his name. Hashtag say his name.
It is... I think it's how you say it is Cannon Hinet.
Cannon Hinet.
I believe that's what it is.
We might be mispronouncing his last name.
I mean, his name's Cannon.
Okay. So, the story is, and this has been all over social media, conservatives blowing this up, where they're talking about this 5-year-old boy, white boy, was killed by a 25-year-old black man. Black man, I mean, little boy's just frolicking with his sisters, riding his bike, doing kid shit, having fun. Black guy, 25 years old, walks up with a gun, blows the boy away, shoots him right in the head, dead, right on sight. From there, a manhunt ensues. They catch the killer within 24 hours. He's charged. Most likely he's going to be convicted. Mm-hmm. He's going to prison, most likely for a very long time.
I mean, no one can speculate that he's going to go away for life, but it's pretty... I can say with the utmost certainty that he's going to go away for at least a while.
I don't know if he's going to get letters, not numbers, but I can guarantee you he's at least going to get high numbers.
High numbers, potentially letters.
Potentially letters. This man is going to do a long time, okay? So what happened was it didn't go to national media because, okay, crimes, no matter how horrific typically, if they're open and shut and there's nothing really crazy about what's going on.
It's not really... Well, it can't be...
It doesn't make it past local news.
Correct. So this was in Carolina.
Yeah.
And this was in North Carolina. So, past your local news, I mean, shit. If we talked about every murder that happened in our town, and we started saying this needs to be national news, they would try to be running a lot of fucking national news stories.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's just the fact of the matter is that
there's just not enough airspace.
Yeah.
To talk about everything, there's just not.
In national news, it makes sense if it's a 24-hour news network. Like, sure, there's enough news, but this story was
on at 2 a.m.
Yeah, the story was reported, but the thing is, you can't make room for every story.
Exactly.
And I understand that there's a lot of issues with Black Lives Matter and having to toe the line with what is going to run that's going to keep the conversation going. I mean, that's really what the media is meant to do. They're conversation pieces.
Yes,
journalism is meant
I didn't even get to Black Lives Matter yet.
Which, I mean, that's just...
But that's where it went.
But that's where it's going to... Yeah, that's where it ended up getting to.
But it basically turned into white people in wraparound shades on social
Why do you
media.
always have to be right about what they look like? No,
Yes, they do. But it turned into white people in wraparound shades basically saying, like, you know, where's the riots for this story? This is sickening. Where's the media coverage for this story? Where's Black Lives Matter on this story?
Yeah, when they say where's the riots, it's like, dog, this is about a millennia of oppression.
Right.
We're not talking about a little
one kid.
We're not talking about one kid. Mind you, it's a shitty story.
Absolutely
It's a
horrible.
It's what we like to call a white bummer.
Yeah.
You know the movies that always win the Academy Awards?
Yeah, the white
a
bummers.
good old white bummer.
Yeah. It's absolutely a horrible story.
It's a shit story, and it makes me cry, man. I was like, I read it, and I was like, this is fucking sad, man.
And they're saying the reason why it didn't make the news is because it was a black man killing a white boy, not the other way around.
No.
Which I
kind
can
of
say
want
this. There's if that did happen, if it was a white man killing a black boy, here's where it would make the news. White man isn't arrested. White man is found. White man stayed on the scene. Said the 5-year-old boy was menacing.
Mm-hmm.
Shot the boy point blank. And then they said, oh, you stood your ground. Good job. Pat on the back. And you go home.
That's the story.
When it makes national news. When it is months later, there's a change.org position with 5 million signatures on it. And tons of media coverage in order for the DA to reopen the case and say, you know what, maybe we should arrest this guy. You know what, I can think of another time that happened?
When?
Ahmaud Arbery.
Yeah.
That's the difference there. Where initially the guys that killed him weren't arrested.
No.
For no reason. Okay, Trayvon Martin.
Same thing.
Same thing. The killer initially wasn't arrested. That's when these stories make the news. This guy shot the boy. They found him that day.
Open and shut case.
Open and shut case, Johnson. Charged him.
They didn't even need to sprinkle crack on him.
No, open and shut case. We know you did it. We picked you up. You're in jail now. You're probably going to go to prison for a very long time. They haven't had his trial yet, but I can assure you his family's been served justice on a silver platter.
Yeah. The other thing, too, about national news stories is that they got to have some meat on the bone.
Yes.
And this story...
It doesn't.
Yeah, it's a dry chicken breast, man.
Yeah,
It's
it's sad, but
It's
there's
sad.
nothing else crazy about it. They found the guy, they charged him.
Yeah.
What else do you want?
Yeah, it's 2 minutes of airtime and half a column in a newspaper.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. It is what it is.
It is, yeah. How long did it take me to sum up what happened?
5 minutes.
Okay. And that was me leading into wraparound shaders getting angry.
Hashtag
about what's
wraparound shaders.
wraparound shaders getting angry about
Listen,
what's going on.
shader characters over here.
So yeah, but I see the hashtags. Justice for Cannon. Say his name.
It's not,
Doug,
it's not the same, my guy.
Same thing.
I was thinking that too. Like when I was reading this, I was like, it's not the same.
It ain't the same, man.
My girlfriend actually brought it up to me. She was like, what is this whole say his name thing? And I was like, in what context?
Yeah.
She's like, the little kid. And I was just like,
Stupid.
I was like, I said, it's just a bunch of angry white guys trying to be angry and white.
Yeah.
I was like, as a white man, I don't want to be affiliated with that guy.
With this.
Yeah.
Because even then, when they say his name, typically the hashtag say his name or say her name is reserved
Is
for people.
affiliated with black people that have been killed unlawfully.
Victims of police brutality.
Yeah, police brutality, and have not gotten their justice.
Yes.
And that's why you say their name to the point of it
they
being...
have to do something.
It being
becomes
heard...
national news.
I mean, again, it can be heard for as long as you want, but again, nobody has been brought to justice as of yet.
Exactly.
So you continue to say it.
Speaking of Elijah McClain and Breonna Taylor, arrest their killers, please. So anyway,
I mean, for the love of God, I'm not sick of hearing it, but I feel like as somebody that would be in the police force, it's just like, aren't you kind of like, I mean, you can hear somebody's name over and over, but how tone deaf do you have to be?
exactly.
It's like, just do something.
And
The
then-
story, and listen, I don't think of the story I don't look at it a blind eye. Like, I've dissected that whole Breonna Taylor situation as many times as I can. I looked at it from both sides. And I go, all right, take it from the cop's perspective. What's he doing? Why is he there? Why did he go in here?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I can understand it if it's like a trigger-happy rookie and he's just like, I'm scared. And I can also get it from a, systematic racist and all of the different sides of it.
Like, okay, I look at the Breonna Taylor situation, and yes, if, as a cop, you're doing the no-knock warrant, you go in there...
Which is allowed in that state.
The person shoots at you, you shoot back.
Correct.
Rain hellfire, which, okay, as a cop, you're supposed to do that. But then you also got to think about it like this, right? No-knock warrants, you don't announce yourself or anything.
No.
You just go in. And I think in that situation, if the person that owns the home, if the person that occupies the residence, now we got to get into legal jargon.
Yeah, I would say it's not ownership, it's an occupation of residence.
Yes, if the person that occupies the residence is a legal firearms owner, you shouldn't be able to press charges against them for shooting at somebody who is entering their residence, especially because it's a no-knock warrant. You didn't announce yourself or anything. You just broke down the door and stormed in.
Yeah, so I think it's an imperfect.
It's in the idea
law
behind the no-knock system.
Yeah, I think it should be outlawed.
It should be.
I do get it.
Right.
I understand that they don't want to.
They want the element of surprise.
Exactly. They don't want to scare the the potential. I don't know what the right word is. The potential. You can't call them a felon because they're not technically until they're proven guilty. So you say they're
the suspect.
Suspect. Thank you.
Yeah.
You don't want to scare the suspect for them so they can flee.
They can run or they can dispose of evidence or whatever.
Exactly. So I understand where it's coming from, but
when you're in a state like Kentucky,
which is a very tumultuous, difficult state to understand any of their laws,
fucking easy to get a gun. You have to assume that the homeowner is going to own a firearm. This isn't New York. Like,
I just think you have to assume in any situation as a police officer, like if you're walking into someone's residence at all with not announcing yourself and you're kicking the door in. You're going to assume that person's going to meet you with some action, some violent tendencies.
Absolutely.
But we don't know what it's going to be. Could be a firearm. Could be a knife. Could be a golf club. We don't know.
Yeah, but what it boils down to with Breonna Taylor is the police had terrible intel. That's what it boils down to. Because even then, the guy they were looking for was already in custody.
Yeah, which that shit blows my mind.
That's where I'm like, okay, somebody has to get charged for this.
Yeah.
They broke into somebody's house.
At least charge them with...
They found no connection, by the way, between Kenny Walker and the guy they were looking for.
I know, which is stupid.
Other than they had the same last name. That's it.
They don't Walker's even know a very common name.
Walker's a very common last name. They don't even know if the two guys are related. They just have the same last name. Like, there's no connection there. So, and even then, I'm sure if I say something like that to people on Facebook, which is why I say fuck Facebook, I'm sure they will say something to the effect of, well, he shouldn't have shot. But these are the same people that talk about having their Second Amendment rights and how they don't want them infringed upon.
We're all hypocrites.
Baby, you can't have it both ways.
Yeah, we're all hypocrites if it's the thing that we do not want.
Exactly.
And that's always how it is. Like, I'm going to be pissed off about something.
And listen,
regardless of this situation.
I love guns. Guns are the shit.
I've only fired them a handful of times, and each time, like I said, I got a mild erection, and I was I can see why people like these.
A mild to moderate erection.
Yeah. All right, yeah.
Guns are the shit.
I got a Viagra style erection after this.
Yeah.
And that was the thing. I was like, I can see why people like these.
Yeah,
they're fun. If you use them lawfully,
and
you just want to go shoot an animal, with your proper license, and you want to shoot some targets with proper guidance, absolutely, go right ahead.
So, but even then, like, I mean, Kenny Walker should have been the NRA's wet dream. And they have a legal defense fund.
They do.
A huge
one. I was going to say big one.
Yeah.
Unnecessarily big.
A legal defense fund that's, they've landed some hot water recently, actually.
I know. Did I mention I was an audiophile?
Yeah. It was,
Oh. What do you have by your bedside? Oh, I keep an AK-47 on deck.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that video.
Do you?
Yeah.
I'm kind of an audiophile.
Yeah.
God.
So, I keep an AR-15 by my bedside table.
That's unnecessary.
My nocturnal rifle.
Yeah, right next to my Sonos soundbar.
Yes.
Seems like an odd choice. All right.
I also keep this 9mm by by HK sitting on my bedside table. It has an easy trigger pull for those nighttime bumps.
Nighttime bumps.
Did I mention I was an audiophile?
Did I mention I was an audiophile? By the way, my cat scared me one night. It blew its fucking head off. That's the kind of guy that you worry about. Like, he's got a dog or he's got a cat. Yeah. And the cat just, like, is just playing with a toy and he's just like...
Yeah. Even then, that guy in particular. Why the fuck do you have a loaded rifle and handgun next to the bed?
Why do you need two?
Why do you need two?
Both of them are going to be very effective.
Yeah. Like, where the fuck do you live? Gaza? Like, why do you need both of these right next to your bed?
Jesus, man. What are you in Baghdad? Like, what?
Jesus Christ.
Gaza.
Like, it lives on the fucking Gaza Strip. Like, what?
The Gaza Strip.
Like, even that, I have to ask, like, have you actually been the victim of a home invasion?
Have I?
No, him.
No, say him? Probably not.
Yeah, have you?
No. Well, no. Yeah. It was people I knew. Does that count?
Were you home?
Yes.
Okay. And you were, like, robbed? Like...
Well, it was an attempted robbery. Well, no, it ended up being a full... I think
Tell
I told
the story.
No.
I haven't heard the story.
No, I've definitely told this story before.
I've not heard this story.
It's the Thanksgiving story. I've told you the Thanksgiving story, haven't I? About the cop that bought me on their knee.
Oh, when you were a kid.
I can tell the story. I have a whole bit about it. I was just going to save it for that.
Yeah.
I don't want to waste.
Okay.
I don't want to waste it on this podcast.
Okay.
Listen, I have the old adage goes: social media is free. If you want good shit, pay for it.
Okay. So, but back to the Cannon story with the angry white people in wraparound shades.
What kind of hat?
Some sort of curved brim.
Some kind of curved brimmed, like...
Make America Great Again.
No, I don't think so. I think it's like
It'll be like that Under Armour with the American flag logo.
Yeah,
hat.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's the American flag with the camo, or it's the... what's the deer head thing? What is that? I don't know what that is. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Realtree? Or Hoyt? Like
Oak,
the bows?
Oak moss? Is that what it is?
Oh, yeah, mossy oak.
Mossy oak, thank you.
Yeah,
Oak
they wear
moss.
that shit.
Yeah, mossy oak. I see that
Yeah.
shit, and I'm just like, that guy is good at softball. always those guys. You see those guys walking down the street, and I'm just like, this guy's got two things in his house: a softball bat and a gun.
Yeah, I just don't understand though the outrage. It's the type of guy that's like,
it's not. I get the outrage. Mm-hmm. I understand it.
I think what it boils down to is they don't like black people, but they don't want to come out and say it.
I know, and it's thing. It's there's a lot of people that I know that are very similar to these types of people.
Yeah.
And I've never heard them speak down or speak unkindly of black people. Mm-hmm. But if they did, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel.
Like, they keep those opinions really close to their chest.
Yeah, they keep them lock and key, but I feel like you get a couple of drinks in them and start asking them some questions. Mm-hmm. They'll be like, the blacks. And I'll be like, I got you, bitch.
I don't understand why they don't just pull up their pants and get a job.
It's just like, really, we're talking about pulling up their pants again and getting a job. It's just like, this is my friend Frank. He's got 2 jobs.
Yeah.
And guess what? He likes his pants low. It's comfortable for him.
Yeah, he makes more money than you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't...
What if the pants have anything to do with it?
Yeah. Pull up your pants and get a job. Damn welfare queens. Like
the welfare queens thing.
Whoa.
That one makes me laugh, especially because they use the word queens.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, and you're also a homophobe. That's good too.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can always
People.
just bury that whole
Yeah, yeah.
narrative.
Or even like when they talk about, so you know that there was that extra $600 on unemployment that was going in recently. It expired.
Was it $400 a week now?
Yeah, now they dropped it down to $400 a week. And I overheard some conversations where people like, they need to just take that extra money away so people go back to work.
Oh, super easy when you don't have a job.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, but I'm thinking about it and I'm like, I can think of a few people off the top of my head right now that lost their jobs and like they're unemployed still.
Yeah.
Like nobody's hiring right now.
I was just having this conversation with like my girlfriend and then like we were with her sister and sister's boyfriend, and they kind of had the same. They started like that. They were just like, why will these people just go back to work? And it was just not just like, it wasn't black people. It was just people that were getting unemployment across the board.
But
and I said,
know that in their mind, that person is probably not white.
That's always the thought process.
I have to think that.
But that's how I think too. Because when people say when they use terms like they and lazy, I'm just like, I'm just like, pretty sure we're talking not about white people. So what race are we talking about today?
Come on, bring it out.
Yeah. So I had that was kind of my point of view. I go, okay. I said, what if they don't have a job though?
What if they lost their job?
I said, what if this thing just
laid out, they're not being brought back, given a severance package?
Yeah, their severance package is not even $2,000 a month.
Yeah.
Like what do you do?
What do you do? Who's hiring right now?
Not a lot of people. I mean, most of the people that are hiring, oddly enough, like medical. That's not really that odd. Security is hiring.
Yeah.
Now that restaurants are starting to open back up, some restaurants are opening. They need some, not servers, but they need cooks. They need dishwashers.
Yeah.
Grocery stores.
Grocery stores are hiring, but these are not jobs where you're making a ton of money.
No, I mean, it depends on what type of work you're getting into, but you're not making.
No, but you're a cook, you're a dishwasher at a restaurant. You're making minimum wage.
Yeah, you're not even making $400 a week.
No, you're not.
You're actually making more if you're on unemployment. So I can see people's aspect of like, I mean, I'll take this unemployment because I'll be making more for my family.
Yeah.
Because I was, I was legitimately kicked out of my job.
Right. And I still have to eat.
I still got to eat, and I'm not making as much money as I did before.
Exactly.
However, if I go find a job, I'm going to make less money than as if I was on unemployment.
Yeah.
So I understand people's aspect. Like I think about it too. Like I've got stuff as far as like medical, things that I got to go through.
Yeah.
And I think about it and I'm just like, well, I mean, I'm not getting a lot of money on this either. Like,
yeah.
Just like, what if they change the disability benefits? But
yeah. So I get it totally. Like
I understand the point of view, but also it's like.
But then when you think about it, like I have personal friends that have lost their jobs and haven't been able to find anything. And it's not that they don't want to work. They want to go back to work. These are, personal friends, hardworking people. I don't surround myself with losers, okay? And it's just, pandemic hits.
I want winners. I don't want pikers, okay?
And it's just but it's just pandemic hits, and what a lot of companies did was they basically said, and I'm pretty sure Cuomo called it, he was like, listen, here's what a lot of these large corporations are going to do. They're going to take this opportunity to go through their roles, and they're going to say, okay,
who can I get rid of?
Yeah. Earnings, we can say this, earnings weren't as good as we expected. We're going to have to trim some fat. Who can I get rid of?
This whole COVID situation,
and we're going to blame it on COVID.
Yeah, but the whole COVID situation is a systematic fat trimming.
Yes,
from a standpoint of jobs and the economy, and also from the world.
Yeah,
I've even said it too. I was like, this could be a thinning of the herd.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, if we're going to start believing conspiracy theories, let's believe
Yeah.
it from the aspect of we got too many people in this fucking world and we got to get rid of some.
Yeah. I won't say there's too many in the world. I'll say there's too many concentrated in certain areas.
Yeah.
'Cause there's nobody if you go out to fucking Montana.
A lot of people. We should go to Montana. Idaho. I heard
Honestly,
Idaho's nice.
That's why the housing market is so crazy right now, though.
In Montana?
Not Montana.
Just in
not
general.
so much, just in general.
Somebody told me that Boise, Idaho is like a hotbed.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's buy some land.
I mean, let's get a potato farm.
Okay. Sell
Shit.
taters. Steak and taters.
Let's open a restaurant. Just call it Steak and Taters.
Uh-huh.
Who's
No,
steak
but-
and who's tater? I'll be tater. I'm white.
But I know right now, though, the housing market is so competitive just because... big reason why you jerking off over there, man?
Just scratching.
Oh, okay. Okay. But yeah, big reason is...
I'm jerking off. Just kidding.
Nice. Nice. No, but a big reason is a lot of people are afraid to sell their houses because of COVID because they're worried they're going to actually get anything. And another part is... So inventory's low, but another part is like... You have people that are leaving those major cities and they're moving back to smaller towns because they're like, well, I can work from home and have a yard.
I've noticed that too. It's like there's a
Yeah.
lot of people that are migrating back. Like I've got friends that have bought houses, and some of them are in big cities, and they're like looking at moving back to smaller
Areas, yeah. Smaller cities.
It's
really.
funny though because like I'm like as a comedian and somebody that like I actively want to search out work and like where the clubs are, and they're predominantly in big cities. It's tough because all these clubs are right now they're shut down, and we're not able to do anything. New York in particular is like super stringent.
Oh, yeah.
On comedy. You can have a concert, but you can't have a comedy show. What the fuck's a comedy show? It's a concert with words as opposed to singing.
Yeah, but if you look at New York's like comedy scene, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Those clubs are small.
They're small
People are
and very
packed in
intimate,
there.
yes.
Yeah.
Most clubs are though.
Well,
They're meant to be that way.
Yeah, yeah.
But you can do outdoor venues. Tough thing is though, it's like, it rains, shit's canceled.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like a baseball game.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
But
just
that's why they're small. I mean,
they're small intimate venues. I understand that. You don't want to cough on somebody's arm and then infect an entire room.
yeah, I mean, let's be honest here. Like your local, open micer, he's not performing in Madison Square Garden where they can spread people out.
No.
Like, nah, dude, he's in a room like, smaller than this basement. And he's standing on a stage, like probably about as close to you and I as like these suitcases are. Mm-hmm. And he's standing like right here telling jokes. Stage ain't even that high. It's like right here.
We're staring eye to eye.
We're looking eye to eye at this guy.
Me and this crowd understand what's going on.
Is that your mother? Like he's standing right there. It's looking into your soul.
I see everything.
Yeah.
Feel everything.
Nice shirt. Does it come in your size?
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo. Spaghetti.
Oh, God.
Yep.
Well,
Yep. Boys?
this has been another lovely episode of the Wine Boys podcast.
Of course.
We had some wine.
We actually did.
We were wine. We were boys.
We were boys and we whined.
So we had 19 Crimes, Cali Red with Snoop looking at me right
Yeah,
now.
sometimes the boys get a little whiny. I'm not going to lie to you.
Couple whiny boys.
Couple
That might be a
whiny,
t-shirt.
Hard.
Did I mention we have merch?
Yeah.
Teespring.com
/store.
/stores/ The Wine Boys.
I love it.
Check it out.
Yeah. Okay.
We got to
boys.
send this kid to college.
I know. Boys, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
It's time to skedaddle for the boys.
Time to skeet on the boys.
Yeah. The boys need to leave.
Need to be exfoliated.
Moisten the loins of the boys.
I think I'm going to exfoliate when I get home.
Yeah, you should.
I had a pimple on my nose.
You should.
I don't
Scrub
like
it. Scrub it.
the fuck out of it. Oh, speaking of, little thing. Do you have the little, like the pimple thing? It's like the...
The little hook dog?
Yeah. Not the hook,
Oh,
but
it's
like
the loop dog.
Yes.
I don't have one. You got one?
Yes.
Fuck.
I got to tell you,
Where'd you get it?
My girlfriend's got it. She's got like a whole kit. She has... All right, you listen. Find you a woman that loves... Listen, boy tip. Find you a woman that loves just exfoliating your nose
Yes.
while you like lay down.
Yes.
I hated it at first because it would make me cry. Because it's just like... blatantly likes to see me in pain. And it's fine, because same goes to her. She's like, all right, do my nose now. And I'm just like, yeah. Like,
You're just pushing it down.
yeah, she's just
See
like,
the
I'm
little
crying. And I'm just like, cry.
chromosomes come up.
But I have a very oily nose, so she'll do it. And just the joy. I've never seen so much joy in someone's face.
Yeah.
She's just like, oh, this is gross. And I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, all this shit coming out of my face.
Yeah. You got to find you a woman like that.
Yeah.
It's just like, I'm going to squeeze all the shit out of your face.
Part of me, because you've ever seen the ones like on the internet where they're real big on someone's nose, just these giant blackheads.
Yeah.
Part of me wants to like wait 20 years till they get huge, just to have that moment where you can like pop them and just let them ooze out of your face.
Now, you got to get to a point, like, because like I said, I have a lot of open pores in my nose, so I just know, and I can literally just like run my finger across it. And it's just,
Yeah. Guck.
Yeah. Nice.
Just all that shit. Yeah, then you just kind of, with like a business card, and it's all like white and greasy. It's nasty.
Love that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys just get home, just
Yeah.
let it all come.
Sometimes I just find, like, if I get them on like the crease of my nose, I just have to
Yeah.
just cheese grater them. Just,
Yeah. Nice and Fontana.
Got a nice Gouda for you.
Yeah. Boys, this is feta.
This is feta your nose cheese.
All right, boys,
yeah.
let's get out of here. Skedaddle.
All
Gerald's
right.
getting tired.
I was gonna say, you look sleepy.
I am
It's red wine. It always makes me tired.
Yeah. It's been a night. Okay, boys.
All right, boys. We love you. We'll see you next week. Bye.
I love you. Please call me back.